In this lesson, we're going to learn how to deal with green screen footage in Adobe Premiere Pro. So go ahead and find the green screen dog video and the green screen fill video. You can see here that the green screen dog, when you're shooting, you want to have an evenly lit background. And this is much more evenly lit than green screen fill. It's a lot darker. And so this one is going to be a lot easier to fix or to remove the background. But I want to walk you through this one to show you that you can remove the background from a difficult image. So first things first, the first thing that I want to do when I'm dealing with green screen footage is actually add the crop effect. So in effects, you can search for crop under transform, add that to your footage, and then crop into your subject as much as possible wherever your subject is not. So with this dog who's sitting very still, I'm going to crop in the left and the right and the top just a bit. What this is doing is helping Premiere Pro by basically automatically getting rid of this part of the background. So the green screen effect that we're using, the Ultra key, doesn't have to worry about that at all. So let's add that Ultra key effect. It's the best keying effect in Premiere Pro. So drag that onto your video. And then we're going to take this key color picker. So select this eyedropper and go anywhere on your green screen and pick it. I generally pick somewhere a little bit darker because I find that it's easier to make adjustments and fix the highlights of the green versus selecting a brighter part of the green and adjusting the darker part. So let's just pick something down here. It's a little bit darker. We still see a little bit of speckles, especially if you play through this, you can see speckles in the background. And so we need to get rid of some of those. With this shot, we can easily change the setting of the green Ultra key from default to aggressive, and that's going to automatically fix the issues. It's a very, very good key already. To make sure that it's a good key, change the output from composite to alpha channel and scrub through here and see if there's any parts where you see shadows within the white, and I see a little bit. So I'm going to go here where I see some of those shadows. I'm going to go to matte generation, and then where the shadow is, I'm going to just increase that just a bit until those shadows disappear. And then if that doesn't get all of them, I see a tiny one right there. It might be a little bit hard for you to see. You can play with the tolerance or the pedestal and see what that does. So increasing the pedestal seems to be helping out a lot. We still have a couple shadows right around here. So let's see if increasing the shadows even more helps. That seems to do that. You also want to make sure that there's no speckles in the black. And if there are, you would adjust this highlight. And we're going to be using that for the green screen fill shot in just a second. But if we go back from output alpha channel to composite, this is a good to go green screen shot of this dog. And we'll start adding backgrounds and talking about that in the next lesson. Let's jump over to the green screen fill shot. So the first thing we are going to do, again, is crop this. So with the crop effect, we're going to add it. We're going to crop the left in. We're going to crop the top in. We obviously have to get rid of the edges of this clip because this green screen didn't cover my entire background. And then crop in the right side just like that, as much as possible. When you're shooting though, you have to be careful of moving your hands so that your hands don't go over the edge of the green screen. So this looks pretty good. I might be able to drag in the left just a little bit more. Okay, now let's add the Ultra key. So if I put the Ultra key on our clip, we take our color picker, choose somewhere down here in the darks. You still get a lot of the highlighted green screen appearing. And the reason is because the lighting of the green screen was not amazing. This was a quick job. This was a test. And I didn't really put up extra lighting. And that's why it's so uneven. But we can still make this better. We're going to first change the setting from default to aggressive. That helps get rid of some of it. Then we're going to go change from composite to alpha channel. Here you can really see the speckles in the black. So we're going to drop the highlights down all the way, play with the shadows, and then play with the pedestal, increasing the pedestal. Then we're just going to go through, scrub through just a bit to make sure that there weren't any other spots where shadows are shining through, either on my face or speckles in the background. And that seems to have done a really good job. Then I'm going to change this alpha channel back to composite. This looks really good. One thing I noticed, it's very subtle, but I do see a little bit of a green edge around my hair. And we can really notice, and one thing I encourage you to do is actually add a white background while you are doing this, just to make sure your green screen is looking good. So I'm going to click this new item button, go to color matte, say OK, and select white. We'll call this white matte. Then I'm going to put this underneath my green screen footage. Okay, looking pretty good, and it's even harder actually to see that green edge with the white, so that's good. I'm just going to go back to this shot with the black background, and to fix that edge, there are a couple things. We can go down to matte cleanup. The choke and the soften will actually increase or decrease the edge. Let me show you the alpha channel so you can see that better. Choke, soften. So increasing the choke, softening it up. It will make your edges a little bit more soft. If I put the white background, you can see that looks really funky. I would never go that much. But sometimes if you do want to decrease the edges just a little bit, this can help. So it's pretty hard to see the green edges with the white background, so I might not even need to do this. But it's good to know that when you do have some green highlights, because of some green light bouncing off the green screen, you can go to spill suppression and increase the desaturation just a little bit. If you go too far, you can see that the entire image becomes desaturated, but just doing it a little bit will help it a lot. So this is how we remove green screen backgrounds in Premiere Pro. In the next lesson, we're going to be adding backgrounds and making it look good with the backgrounds, because this is just the first step, removing the background. Now we have to add a background that we want, but make it look natural.